from the Cake Studios. This is Good Morning Kansas.
Cold front on the way to Cakeland. While it's not going to bring us much rain, it will make us cooler for Wednesday. Look at those numbers coming up.
Well, we're tracking breaking news this morning. Multiple people are shot in downtown Wichita.
It happened shortly after 12:30 this morning outside the Enigma Club and Lounge in Old Town. Cake's Annette Lawless is live downtown with what we are learning. And Annette, I understand you've moved locations and we've got a better view of what happened.
Absolutely, Pilar. We're trying to get a better vantage point just to show exactly what is taking place this morning. Officers blocking off this area of a very active crime scene. We can see that yellow crime scene tape right in front of us. And then just behind all of that, investigators are inside of that building. And if you look at the windows and doors in the front of that club, they are broken as a result of everything that had taken place this morning. But it's been so busy throughout the morning. Police tell us everything of what they know, and they believe it all started with a fight of some sort at this club, which one man then got kicked out. And they believe that he later walked back and started shooting into the club from the street, hitting 8 people. We do know that one man has died as a result of his injuries. 2 others are in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And again, police, they're still looking for the shooter, and they expect to be out at the scene for several hours.
We're still gathering video, processing the scene down here, and interviewing multiple witnesses that were in and around the club when this happened.
We've seen those officers walking in and out of the building, taking pictures as well on the outside as they're trying to piece together everything as to what happened. Again, they're still searching for the suspect in this case, and they would appreciate any tips from folks. You can call police at 911, of course, and then you can also call Crime Stoppers if you want to leave a tip anonymously. That number to reach them is 316-267-2111. Reporting live in Wichita, Annette Lawless, Cake News on your side.
All right, thanks, Annette. We'll check back in with you in a little bit. Stay with Cake News for the latest information on this still developing situation on air and online at cake.com as soon as we get it.
Now live from the Cake Studios. This is Good Morning Kansas.
Welcome in at 6:30. We're tracking breaking news this morning. Multiple people shot in downtown Wichita.
It happened shortly after 12:30 this morning outside the Enigma Club and Lounge in Old Town. Now, Cake's Annette Lawless is live downtown with all the latest that we are learning. And Annette, anything new in the last half hour, 45 minutes or so?
Absolutely, Pilar. In fact, in the past 15 minutes, we've seen officers take down the crime scene tape that had blocked off the outside area of the nightclub. But we still have several of those officers out here on scene trying to piece together everything of what happened in this deadly shooting. But this is what we know about the case that they've been looking into for the past several hours. So about 12:30 this morning, that's when officers had rushed out here as a result of everything that had transpired with this shooting. They tell us that everything had started with some sort of fight over here at the club, and then one man had gotten kicked out. Investigators believe that man later walked back and started shooting into the club from the street, hitting 8 people. We know that one man who is believed to be in his 30s has died as a result of the shooting. 2 others are in the hospital with life-threatening injuries, and police are still looking for the shooter. They do expect to be out here working on this case for several hours.
We're still gathering video, processing the scene down here, and interviewing multiple witnesses that were in and around the club when this happened.
If you happen to have information that can help with this case, you're asked to call Wichita Police or Crime Stoppers. The number to contact them is 316-267-2111, and you can leave a tip there anonymously. Reporting live in Wichita, Annette Lawless, Cake News on your side.
Thanks, Annette, and stay with Cake News for the latest information on this shooting on air and online as soon as we get it at cake.com.
Well, we're tracking breaking news this morning. Multiple people shot in downtown Wichita overnight.
It all happened shortly after 12:30 this morning outside the Enigma Club and Lounge in Old Town. Cake's Annette Lawless is live downtown with what we are learning. Annette, recent changes in the scene out there?
Absolutely, Pilar. In fact, in the past 20 minutes or so, officers now leaving that scene, giving us an advantage of moving up just a little bit closer to give you an idea of what all had taken place. Now, again, a person has started shooting from the outside of this club in, and take a look at the entryway here with the windows and doors, glass scattered throughout on the ground, on the inside. Imagine that scene as people were inside of that club early this morning. This is what we know about everything that had taken place, though. So in the past several hours, officers have been out here investigating everything that they can. They tell us that a man was kicked out of the club, and they believe he returned and then started shooting from the street, leaving that debris behind, as we just saw right here. Now, we do know that several people were shot, 8 people in total. One of those people has died, and then we know that a couple other people do have life-threatening injuries. Officers, though, they're trying to piece together everything they can with this case.
We're still gathering video, processing the scene down here, and interviewing multiple witnesses that were in and around the club when this happened.
And we're working to get an update with those officers on the investigation, including more on the suspect description. The suspect does remain at large from what we know. So if you have information that can help police, call 911 or Crime Stoppers at this number, 316-267-2111. Now here's what's coming up next on GMA.